highest point, and then you'll be able to see the face of the nickel still. It's like you'll be able to see it. Like, oh, there go the face right there. But it's still spinning where you shouldn't be able to see it. But it gets to that point. So it's like we in 3D actually. We in consciousness, which is thought. We in the thought process. We in the hold the thought process, and then we in the use the thought process, which is creator, calculator, operator. Me, my mind, my brain. Now my brain thing about my brain is it's got my past in it. It's got everything in it. My brain do. But my mind knows this. So my mind is what goes to the library. The library is my brain. Now there's many books in there, but my mind is going to pull necessary from my brain what I've experienced through my senses. So every day that go by is another day that I experience with my senses, and another day I learn something about this or something about that. And
Whatever's relevant becomes real. The RE,
mm-hmm,
the revealing, because so
yeah,
much going on. But what we pick up on, like you're saying, from the brain is what's going to be created, even though it's
yeah,
everything going on. It's what did we
mm-hmm,
have through our experiences internally as you walk down or float down or
right,
jog.
precise. Just like when you play a video game, there's three things going on. One, there's you, which is the thought. Two, there's the joystick. Three, there's the avatar. Same thing. So when you look at yourself playing a video game, you're the higher consciousness of the situation. Then there's the joystick. The joystick is the brain of the situation. And then you see it being operated when you go on the TV. So it's 3D happening right now. Whenever you play a game, it's a 3D action, even though it's going spontaneously for one thing, but it's a three separate thing going on spontaneously. That is you, the joystick, the avatar. Same thing in life. You, the mind, the brain. Now, remember, you being the highest point of you playing the video game, don't have to play that game. You can play whatever game you want to play. But it's something about the particular game that makes you, the higher self, make the joystick control for that game.
Yeah,
So,
spirit.
yeah, same thing in life. Same thing in life. So the higher, let's say you're doing music. So then, since I'm doing music and I'm trying to get to a higher level of music and understanding of it, then my higher self is going to tell me about things I can't do because it wants me to learn how to do it. So that's going to be my higher self. Then there's the middle me. The middle me is going to show me all these ways that I can do it or what I got to do to get it. And then there's me, the physical part. Then I go do it. It's 3D all the time. It's never 1D.
Never
It's
less
never one.
alone. Never less alone than when alone. Whenever you feel real
Yeah,
alone, that's when you see all the other
yeah,
stuff popping up that's always been there.
yeah.
That's
That's what
right.
me, myself. That's what me, myself, and I is. Me is the brain. I mean, the consciousness. Myself is the mind, and then I am the body.
Oh, don't forget
Me,
about
myself, I.
Irene. Remember me, myself, and Irene, the
Yeah,
movie?
I don't know
Oh
Irene,
man,
but I know that I radiation.
Is that the movie where the midget took his wife or something like that?
As
I'm not.
Jim Carrey me out.
Yeah, Jim Carrey
Yeah,
type stuff.
yeah, yeah. Didn't the midget took his wife, didn't she?
I'm not
I
sure
don't
about the
remember that.
plot.
I don't remember
I mostly
stuff really.
remember
Yeah,
the.
yeah,
I just remember the
Hard
that
out.
was
cover.
it. Yeah, that was it. He was a police
Oh,
officer,
good.
and he came
Mm.
home. His wife had the little midget on his shirt and everything, and the midget pulled up and ran off with his wife. Like, so she left him with the three kids. She left him with three kids. They were all black. All three kids were black, and she left him with those kids. Uh, and I think that was the one that you're talking about. Because Irene, I think that was Irene. Yeah, I think that was outrageous. Yeah, that was a good one. Jim, man, when that girl took them pills and killed herself, he really blamed himself in real life, man. He never been the same since. He blamed himself in real life because he was
You think
allowing
so?
her
How that
himself
happened?
because he was allowing himself for her to get the prescriptions through him, and then he stopped. He cut it off and stopped, and she started talking about she's gonna kill herself and all this, and he didn't pay attention, and she did it. And
Uh,
because of that, and because of that, uh, he ain't been the same. He let it all go because she played a major part with him, as far as him as a human being. So when he lost her, it hurt in real life. He didn't want to do it no more. He didn't want to do the joking and all that no more. He felt responsible because the pills were in his name that she used to kill herself with.
yeah, and he probably thought that she was just getting through an issue, and since she can talk about it, that she was gonna be all right. Like the same way
Right,
he got
right,
through it, she was gonna get through it.
right.
But then at
That's
that
what.
tipping
Yeah,
point, when you just realizing that the whole time they had a whole different mind state, and that you gotta sit back
right.
and witness them play it out in real time, that does become
Yeah,
a
that's
human
horrible.
hurt piece.
Yeah, that's horrible, man. Because you're not thinking that you thinking they go like you just said, just how you thinking like, oh, they're gonna pull through that. They just hurt right now. You're not thinking that when you hang up the phone, they're gonna draw down, make it so bad. The pills they use is in, or the ones you get for them because they can't get them and because they can't afford it.
Yeah, especially when
And
you
so,
the supplier. That's a double
yeah,
down, dude.
yeah, yeah. He was hurt, man. He was hurt. He didn't want to do nothing after that. Yeah, he didn't want to do nothing. Let his beard grow in and everything. Yeah, that's what usually happens, man. It's like it was horrible, man. It was like
Oh,
Justin was the
to
only
let
nigga
y'all
that's
know,
doing that.
Nobby and Blue Flame, I went on the podcast. Y'all mind being on the show?
You get it?
Alright. I'm just
Um,
playing the game while we chatting,
yeah,
Yeah.
but anything's possible.
for a little moment, I got the bees right here, bumblebees, honeybees, chilling with my mom right now. Some bad work and a little backward guitar. Salute to the podcast. Gonna be out in a
Yeah.
few minutes. So
It's going
I'll tap
smooth.
back in.
Here,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna need a
Just
lighter.
I'm not too loud on this one.
No, it's going smooth with the actual environment because I'm running around the woods and whatnot.
We got a rustic blend going here.
Yeah, that game's pretty dope. Yeah, that game pretty dope.
Yeah, I just found out how to dual wield on this game. I go two swords, and they got different capabilities too. Pretty smooth. I would stream at the Discord at the same time, but my computer going freeze. It's
Right,
doing too
right, right.
much.
Yeah, yeah.
It's already stuttering a bit. Let me turn down the graphics a little bit.
Where's my lighter? Let me see.
Let's keep it like this. There we go. So there's no stutter. I'd rather be able to play smoothly than it look perfect. I grew up with Nintendo 64. As long as it's good, it's good. As long as I can play a good game. You know, somebody modded the Mario 64 game, and they put Brian from Family Guy as the character, and he say Brian type stuff when he jumping around. He's like, oh my, oh.
Oh, oh damn. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a nice breather, because usually I saw another guy, they modded it with CJ from San Andreas was running around the Mario world. He has to be the most modded character. Like CJ's spirit travels the multiverse on a regular. Let's see. He's been a part. They modded him in so many different games. I seen him in even playing as Kratos in God of War.
Mm,
The fourth one when you playing with his son.
damn.
I seen him play as Sonic in the Sonic game. And okay, let's leave this spot. But mostly my goal right now in this game is to level up. Level up. Level. Cause it's not, this game is not a hack and slash game. So I find this game like real good for me at this time. It's a good meditation. Cause you can
Mm,
go in there and just keep pressing the same button over and over, but you're gonna die. Like it expects you to try to button mash, so it gives them a kind of animation to counter that. You would really think, nah, it ain't like that, but it really
right.
is. And you'll die a million times. So you have to really
Yeah,
time when they're about to swing and you're about to dodge. And then, like, you can't spam the dodge button by just holding it. You gotta tap it every time, which is what I had to learn like an hour ago.
mm,
Cause some of the bosses in this game are like 30 feet high. Like, no cap. And you gotta look up at them and dodge their 10-foot sword.
man. Alexa. Oh, my bad. Hold on.
Alright, just summon my ghost bros.
I'm playing guitar for my sister's dog. She's a German Shepherd and she's getting soothed right now.
Alright. How big is
Yes,
it?
German.
German Shepherds get up there.
She's a good puppy though. You know what I mean? But she's not small. Let me show you. We're giving her soothing. We grabbed upgrade for her. Good girl, Juno. Yes. She's that good.
And you killed all my homies. Hey, what's up? Not yours, Julie. Woo! Where did he come from? With the fucking knowledge. Yo! I was just talking to my. I was just trying to say what's up. You wanna come swinging like that? Yo, and he can run. There you go, easy.
Mm.
Hey, I'm gonna drop the Discord for you. Discord link. Not your jewels. If you got any artwork, try and really help build. Just see what's up. I do artwork as well. So if you want to collab. I gotta do this.
just trying to find out about like Nintendo tunes right now.
It sounded like
And
it
they're
at
all,
one part.
yeah, they're also similar to folk bluegrass, like those
Well,
Nintendo people who created Mario and Zelda. They love jazz. They love all kinds of music, blues, bluegrass.
yeah.
It's all there.
That's because Japanese are really black people.
Man.
But if you look at their origins for real though, some of the earliest people to be there were real dark skinned, and they came from like a certain part of the African continent, like different than China, and even like Indonesia and Thailand and stuff. It's way different. But when they heard about the Americans and when they was coming up with their music, they caught on fast, like more than any other culture around the world. Oh, we feel you. We got that spirit over here too. Thanks for showing us how to invoke it. Yeah, I gotta hit up Sun Tzu whenever I get some money. But hey, you gotta help me get a screen. My screen cuts off every 2 minutes. And then randomly when something important pops up. I'm like playing Elden Ring on extra hard because of that. Just gotta mention that to the viewers. If y'all see my eyes just like look away or I look frustrated for a minute, well, I'm in the middle of something important, I can't see the screen. So I just gotta relax and just try to run away to a random spot and hope I'm not jumping off a cliff. Which I've done. But it's just like having a bad skateboard. Like if you have a bad skateboard and you can still learn how to ollie and kickflip on there and got some cracks and bruises on there, when you get your real board, you're gonna be flying. I've been there plenty of times. There we go. Chop them while we on the roads. Hey, nah, but you know anything about the rapper Chopper Style? Because for the longest in that song, Chopper Style, Chopper Style, I did not know they was talking about a person. Like, that was actually him talking about him.
Oh, no. No. Chopper Style. No, sir. I didn't know that.
They always say that like in the old Detroit rap. Something like Chopper Style.
Detroit need more scientists.
They wear those buffalo horns, so those are the science goggles.
Oh, lightning. I was talking about that earlier, but I was thinking about how I grew up in the projects and how a lot of things wasn't just talked about in the projects as other options. The only big option was to work for the PHA, which was the housing department itself, and like maintenance or learn how to do stuff for them. It wasn't really like, oh, you could be a scientist or you can learn to fix computers or you can even do music that's not rap. Like you can just learn music itself, like anything.
Right.
Or like we had a big front and backyard. Nobody ever talked about gardening, and we had so much sun. Like nothing about taking care of yourself. It was all about still being caught up in the system. And that's why it was a project. They had bars on our window growing up on the inside. So it was like hard to hang up curtains and whatnot. because they knew people
Damn.
were just going to rob people in their houses. So the bars had to be built in from the start to put that protection gauge out there. Like, you better gauge what you're going to do. You're going to try to get into here. It's a whole gate.
Wow. Crazy.
Yeah. So, but then to the person inside, it got them living like a criminal or a prisoner or whatever.
Yeah. Damn. Bars on the window.
Kitchen window, the front window, because the kitchen was towards the back. And every house on the inside was built exactly the same. They just was like shift over to be on the left or the right. Like, it was some people in there. My friend mom lived there for like 40 years. Since they had the old project. She's still there. So talk about mind state and really not trying too much of something else.
Yeah.
But she was a sweet lady. Saved my life. I was able to go over to her house and draw Dragon Ball Z characters and stuff. Do you have anything to say about because I was talking about it earlier already, like how the hood and stuff can, even if you don't ever join a gang or get into drugs and stuff, the mind state that it just has you in compared to being just a human being in the world, and then what's possible once you realize you're a part of the whole world and not just a part of the projects.
Yeah.
The effect on self-worth, or even what you think is real or fake.
Yeah. It's you know, when you look at our history, I mean, we used to have allies. Like, we used to sell oil to Saudi Arabia and stuff. Us here in America, blacks did. And this is before we had detrimental behavior. And then what we didn't know about detrimental behavior was how it can be used as a weapon. And there's certain things to trigger it, and then once you trigger it, then you glorify it by putting it on TV and giving people money to display it. After a period of that, we started doing anything, you know, to make the money that they were offering, which was to show detriment. Then the same detriment, at the same time, a lot of detriment was coming from poor, or poverty didn't create detriment. Poor and poverty created, struggle, survival, hard survival. You know, may have some robberies and different things of that nature. But detrimental behavior is a cultural standpoint, or based of your where you at. So when you look at other countries or other people, they have allies. They have things in place where they can get goods and resources and things of that, and then they have their good time and entertainment like everybody else. They got their music and all that, but they have those things in place. And then over here you have a group of people who's adopted detrimental behavior, and that language is not a language that people use in agricultural, economical, and financial. So this is how you know it was a weapon. And so then the more they pay people to do it and display it, then they figured we'll take it even further. They said there's a group of kids in America that doesn't know what that means. So we'll give it a more scientific name. And that way the kids that don't know nothing about it can learn about it. So they called it Ebonics. And then this Ebonics came, and it was broken down English, where showing how it's
Uh,
breaking down, and so now these urban kids are learning this broken down English,
Well, you can
and
keep
now they're
going.
trying to.
This is my friend Nabi. My bad, Nabi. Real fast. I gotta tell him who they are. This is my friend Nabi. Skunk. He's we talking about. You're gonna see what's going on. Just stay tuned in, and I can see the chat, Lisa. We just chatting in like two different directions, but I can see everything going on. I'm get to everybody. But I just wanted to introduce you.
Yeah, yeah, and that right there, that detriment. Once it was, it's like taking a good cup of Kool-Aid, and you know what Kool-Aid is, but somebody over there says, I'll pay you $20 a cup for watered down Kool-Aid. So after, so you got people that's hungry,
No
so they're gonna
sugar.
say forget. Yeah, they're gonna say forget the real Kool-Aid. I'm gonna make this low because it makes money. But yeah, but now you're getting used to something that's degrading because it's not at its
Mm-hmm.
full potential. Same thing as detrimental behavior. It became what it was. It was a weapon because it made the people seem degrading to those from afar that do have resources, that they do have other allies that they do business with. So when you see these people and their main cultural behavior is detriment, then that's not an agricultural, economical, or financial language. So that will make us forever be consumer like. So that's
Always
what I think
needing.
happened. Yeah, that's what I think happened in the ghetto. Why is it going to always be like that? It's always going to be like that because the powers that be are hanging money over detriment. And so more people are growing up. They're teaching their kids at young ages how to be detrimental. Like if I told you right now, if I said name me five black five black basketball players, somebody can do it. If I say name me five black baseball
I'm in
players, somebody
Cali,
can.
Lisa. Uh huh.
If I say if I say name me five black football players, somebody can do it. But then if I say name me five black lawyers, name me five black psychologists, name me five black chemists, they couldn't do it because our minds have been stuck on the detriment for so long that we don't even know the people that can really tap in and build and create for us that's already amongst us. The detriment got us thinking that we got to do something else to get the bag somewhere else. So,
Yeah, it's literally
so
shown
that,
right in front of their face. Like growing
yeah,
up, I said in the projects where I grew up, it wasn't nobody coming around saying, "Oh, you can do this and that," unless it was, "Hey, I got something you can sell for me," or "You trying to make some money real quick," or "Let me spin you around the block real quick, show you how it is." Like it was.
mm-hmm, yeah, yeah,
And then the crazy thing about it is I lived on 23rd and Susquehanna. But if you went down to 15th and Susquehanna, Broad Street, Temple College was right there. Hey, what's going on,
yeah,
Deborah? A whole college. So for them not to even try and just like leave a group of people in the dust, it has to be on purpose. Because the resources was always right down the street. Like
yeah.
North Philly is not that far from downtown. Whoa, hold on, I'm getting cooked on this game, and my screen keep cutting off. I think I'm dead. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was. Dang, I lost my train of thought. I got cooked. What? What
Yeah,
was I
yeah,
saying?
yeah. It was crazy though
Yeah, it's wild.
because it is. Right. It ain't. It's a mental. It's a mental. It's mental weapons like where they're designed to get you
Oh,
without getting.
I'm sorry. I just thought of what I was saying about the college and everything and downtown not being so far away. So the resource
Yeah.
was there, but it was never presented. Or even like the cops. If it was a shooting or something, just like 15 minutes away where I lived at, cops right there. If it's around right down the street where I live at, it'd take like 20 minutes. Oh, maybe 40 minutes, maybe an hour. Oh, probably. Well, you just heard some gunshots, and now that's just the story. That's it. No investigation.
Right, right,
There wasn't no
right.
put down the gun programs around. It wasn't any of that stuff. No,
Mm-mm.
it only was
No.
because of my uncle. My uncle was a lawyer, so he had me allowed me to stay at his house for a couple years in high school. But then, how strong the project mind is, I went back in 12th grade. I said, "This is boring," and I wasn't even out in the streets. It was just the certain the mentalities,
Yeah.
on the spectrum, the differences of it. Cause he did his best to like stay away from all that stuff, even with his cadence and everything. So me growing up a little
Yeah.
bit in, I was like, hold up, like there's something else going on. But and then later in life, I was like, wait a second. Now I see everything he was trying to show me even more, and this is why I'm the way I am right now. Like,
Right. Yeah, because the detriment part in the hood, when you look at the hood, the detriment part in the hood is just survival. That's just what people got to do to survive. But then there's the display of who the people are. And when you advertise it, you show their detriment. That's when your lowest point is being exposed at the highest point. Then it's been weaponized. Your detriment has been weaponized to make you look bad. In other words, you have a lot of good things about you. But if I show everybody the bad things about you, they'll think you're bad. So that means that
hmm
I took the lowest point of you and I exposed it at the highest
they
point.
they
So
have no
now,
story for it, like no back telling to say, well, they was just
right,
doing this and this happened. They just like, nah, we gotta bomb
yeah,
them. They got
yeah.
hostile
So what that,
hostages.
yeah. So what that says to France, and what that says to Greece, and what that says to Russia, and what that says to Australia, and what that says to China is that when they come over here, there's nobody that look like me and you that they have to talk business with to do any agriculture, economical, or financial things, because the picture that was painted to them was a
hmm
picture of the like the lowest level. Just like when they used to show um, back in the days how Hollywood would only show Africans on TV with flies on their face, and come to find out these are just camps that were made, and then they'll film inside of these camps because right down the street there's streets of the marble statues and all this type of other stuff. So what I'm saying is perception. When it's all an agricultural, economical, financial race. That's what we call it, the human race, because it's a simulation, and there's going to be other people that's going to come in the vessel that you're in, and meaning the DNA, the body. But you're a consciousness that's naturally coming in a vessel that's already marked as like Chevy or like Ford, like that. So you are whatever that last name is. That's the model of your car, and then so the race is agricultural, economical, financial. So us as the human race, that's what we're racing for,
Yeah,
because
cause
that's what's going to give you
they come to
the
the
peace and
hood. Not they come to the hood and they make the Chinese stores, and the Puerto Ricans come to the like in Philly and make all the poppy stores, the corner stores, and then
hmm
charge like an exuberant amount of money for a little bit of food. But you get used to it
hmm
because there's no supermarket close by. So,
right,
so all them quick thoughts, they know that mind manipulation. No, they don't want to go too far, or when they just want to be happy, or when they think they're splurging, they're going to come to
yeah,
us. Who's that?
yeah, yeah. Well, where they come, well,
That's
we're the. I mean, it's all fair game because it's a race. It's a human race. People think human race mean that like race. The word race is an action, so that action is going towards agricultural and economical and financial. So if a people is spending money every day but not towards their agriculture, economical, financial, then they are the consumers of the world and or the entertainers of the world because
Mm-hmm.
they have nothing else to spend their money on.
And then they take the same culture that they have not like in the midst of everything, the culture that they come up with, African Americans, they other cultures use those same experiences and like put it into a corporation,
Mhm.
like how K-pop started. K-pop is nothing but like R&B singers,
Yeah,
boy bands and stuff.
yeah, right.
It's just
Hmm.
all the different avenues. So it is a race. Like every human, it works together as a human being. Like we gonna remix
Hmm.
things and feel the vibe, but there is an
Yeah,
aspect of humanity that's still got that corporate vision. Like it's this other new band out named Cat's Eye, and they taking over. It's this like girl group, and they like five. They all different ethnicities, but they got all these songs that's just taking over, like billions of views and whatnot. My daughter is obsessed with. We got the CD. All her friends they learned the dances. They is that type time. But I learned that
yeah,
they was put together from a show called Cat's Eye, where they had different girls on there, and it was like an American Idol type stuff, X Factor, and then they put them together. So it was somebody that knew like how to put all these pop element cultures together in order to put something into modern culture that everybody's is aware of. But it's like
yeah. Well,
they not even friends. They ain't grow up together or nothing, but they act like it, and they just gotta play the part and do the. They still having fun, like as artists, but
yeah, yeah. When you think about K-pop artists and them having fun as artists and doing songs that resemble American music, but what Americans got to realize is that rhyming itself comes from China, 10,000 BC. They were the first ones rhyming things. And then 9,000 years after that, you got, uh, David, who wrote Psalms and Proverbs, and then so on and so forth. But the first ones to write things to make them rhyme, whether they had a song they sung or some wisdom, was Chinese, Asian. 10,000 BC is when rhyming was invented by the Chinese. So what we did was Renaissance in America when the Europeans brought rhyming to America, because it went from them to the Europeans, and the Europeans had the rhyming, and then um, we grabbed it and turned it into uh, rhythm, like where it's like rap and things of that nature. So when they seen it, through Wu Tang and certain things like that, they seen it, they can relate to it. They can relate to it because it rhymes. Something their country been doing for over 10,000, since 10,000 BC. So they can relate to it. So now that it's been Renaissance, the rhyming has been Renaissance, they want to participate. So it looks like they're being foreign to what we're doing, but actually they're connected. And so they're just, uh, as the originators, yeah, as the originators, they just kind of like starting to do more American vibes, you know, because that's where we got it from.
and that's how the beat keeps
We got,
going on and on.
yeah, that's where we got rhyming
The
from.
human spirit.
Hmm. We all played a part in music. We all played a part in music. Hmm. Because songs have been on the earth forever. But then we were introduced to this thing called the metronome. And then the ones who introduced that turned songs into music. Then music became something fascinating. Because the song that's put into frequency mode, where it touches the music, the beat, and it's on a metronome, meaning that it's timed out, like your heart. So it's the music part, the scientific part of that, the metronome that came, those people, they brought that in, they brought the rhyming over, and then we renaissanced everything and turned it into what it is today, where it's um like where it's rock or pop or hip hop, or we did all that. We turned it into that. But we all played a part in it. China, if it wasn't for China, it wouldn't be rap.
I
Because
hear what you're saying.
we wouldn't even have heard what rhyming was, because that's what rhyming comes from. It comes from China.
Yeah.
And 10,000 BC.
We would have thought the highest form of rhyming was King James Bible.
Right, right.
Thou
You know,
what if can't stoppeth me.
Yeah, he got thing about King James. He's got some different books. He's got books on witchcraft. He's got books on plants.
Yeah.
Most people just know one book about King James. It's the Bible. He's got more. He's got more than one book.
Yeah, he was a magician. It's just that like
Mm-hmm.
magicians, when they get part of corporations, the corporation going to promote one book that's going to make them the most money and keep them with the most control. Like
Right,
Walt
right.
Disney used to smoke cigarettes, so they used to edit pictures of Walt Disney with cigarettes out of pictures when they would hang them up. A lot
Yeah.
until after his death.
Yeah. People try to display King James as if he was religious. He was a book writer. And so when people wanted to get books right, just like in the real world today, people may take it to a publisher, editor, and get it done. He was that to do that. So they got that done, and then, but his other books, people don't talk about it. Because they didn't put him into a religious state. Now they think he's religious. He's just a book writer. Now some people brought scrolls and scriptures to this. People brought scrolls and scriptures to him, and asked him to format it. So that's why they call it King James Bible, because the people that didn't write books, that had these scrolls, wanted him to write a book about it. So he did, and they took that and they gave it to the world. But he himself wasn't saying this is what's supposed to happen. He was asked to write a book, and he did.
Yeah, it's just the corporatism.
Yeah, he didn't have nothing to do with who the book was going to.
He did benefit off of it though.
Like any book writer should.
Just contributing
Like
to the
any book.
matrix of the world.
Yeah, you don't know it at that time because you're a book writer. You write many books about plants, books about witchcraft. You write all types of books. But these particular people, they want something to give to the people. A more a way of looking at certain things and what to give to the people. So they came to him. So he, whatever he was doing in his personal life, that was his business. The point of them coming to him was to get the book done.
Yeah.
So he did it.
But I mean,
And then
he
they
did
took it.
have some benefits though, since it was used to control people. In that aspect, I mean.
Yeah.
So he's probably given
Yeah.
some leeway to do a lot of stuff. Like, man, you
Yeah.
done set us up for 2,000 years. You
Yeah.
don't even
Yeah,
know.
Just like,
You good for the rest of
somebody-
your life.
Right, just like Megan Thee Stallion. She's a college student. Yeah, you're a college student, and even though you coming up with these songs, we the ones gonna take the songs and do what we gonna do with them. So we gonna dress you up like a prostitute, and you gonna make little girls think they prostitutes. So now their mother gonna think you're negative, but that's not the case at all. You're actually a college graduate. You don't do nothing that's going on none of these songs, but you're going to sell this to the public. Same scenario.
And that's why it take wise magicians to raise kids. Because I was talking that yesterday, when you raise a kid a certain way, they'd be able to get into a lot of things, but have a mind state where they're still seeing themselves. They might not have all the
Hmm.
tools all the time as they go, but that's the point. But they'll have a lot more available than the average Joe.
Yeah.
So they, even when they in it, they like, all right, well, I know that this is the point where I leave. Y'all about to
Yeah.
go strapped up in the car? Okay, I'm about to go and play my video game or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. It's
Or
like.
yeah, cause you hear the music. Cause I grew up in the projects, listening to the same music everybody else did. I knew all the words, cause my mom played it all the time, and they played it just blaring out the windows, cars just sitting on the sidewalks and stuff. You couldn't avoid it.
Hmm.
So so I could see how manifesting that for the people there, like you, those are the whispers in the wind, as you're just on your daily journey. So and then when you think you need to be about some action or something, and you like, what did the wind say again? Oh, we gotta do this. We gotta run, or we gotta shake our ass, or we gotta give ourselves up, or all this other stuff that people give
Hmm.
themselves over to so fast in the hood. And what I just mean by fast is not too much critical thinking in a way. It's just like a subjective thought that's just from what they heard in the wind, from the things playing in the music playing around.
Right.
But
Right.
I always had a little leeway because I played video games a lot. So when people used to ask me, "What's your favorite kind of song?" Hey, have a nice one, Skunk. When people ask, "How's your favorite song?" What's your favorite song? I would say video game music. I didn't even know like what it was called or what genre it was. Or rock or electro music. I ain't know none of those terms. I just knew when I play the racing car games, I like to play this soundtrack. I like to play this one when I'm playing this game. Like playing Ratchet and Clank.
Right. Right.
It's whatever we put it or we introduce ourselves to, like feels that
Yeah.
detriment, but it's like that self will to be a little different, but
Yeah.
really not
Your
so
mind.
different.
Yeah. What pulls on you because we have these magnets inside of us because we got iron inside of us. So we have these magnets, and what pulls on us, that's it's gonna turn into a passion, like because it's pulling. You're gonna find yourself not being able to. You can live a life without fulfilling your passion, but and you can be happy, but you won't be happy all the time as you would if you was living the life based on your passion, which is that's pulling on you. So people are growing. People grow up and they say, I want to do this and I want to do that, and they set out to do it. And then something makes them give it up. So now they can't live up to things. And so once they get into the give up, then it's hard for them to live up. So they'll be happy in pockets, happy here, happy there, because they gave up on their passion, which is the one thing that no matter what you do, you can go be a work at a law firm and start making $20,000 extra a month, and
Yeah,
it's still gonna pull on you because that's what's pulling on you. It's your passion. It'll make you say, man, now I got the money, I can go do my music. It's gonna pull on you. So that thing right there is what in the neighborhood or in the ghetto they know what um or in any environment they know what our passions be based on what they show us, and then that's where they start laying the money down at, and then that's what we go for. It's like, kind of in a weird way, but you
it's
can
a
do
trap. It's a
anything.
trap.
Yeah, you can do anything, and anything's possible if you're passionate about it, and then if you learn about it, because you can only earn as far as what you've learned,
Yep.
because learn is just the essence of earn, because the word learn, it has earn in it, because that's what you do when you learn. Like when you learn whatever it is that you trying to do, you will earn whatever that is that comes from it.
And nobody can ever take it away. So as
No.
value comes in your mind, value comes in life.
Right. No one can take it away because you learned it. So you're gonna always be able to earn it, whatever that is. So your passion, just imagine if you got a passion to do something. Some people watch their passion from afar and never learn it. So they'll end up making music or doing things that doesn't match up to maybe the music they hear and be like, man, I want my music sound like that. And well, you're not trying to learn how they doing it. You're just trying to ear it. And nothing was made off the ear. Just imagine people eared a bridge together. Who would cross it? You gotta learn how to do things. And then when you do learn how to do it, it comes out precise. And people will walk across it. And so when you don't learn how to do it, it's not gonna be precise. So it's like a dude that can knock out people in the hood, but he don't learn how to be a boxer. So he goes to the
Yeah.
boxing ring and say, "I'm gonna knock everybody out." Well, you didn't learn how to knock everybody out. You're
Kimbo
gonna get
Slice.
knocked out. Yeah, yeah. That same dude's gonna be getting knocked out in the boxing ring because he didn't learn how to box. He can knock you out. That's true, but he didn't learn how to box. So now he's the one that's going to be getting knocked out, even though he's a knockout artist in the hood. That's what learning can do. Learning can stop all that. Like so, we earn well from what we learn, which indeed tells you you can only go as far as what you know. So anything can be done. You just gotta learn it, and then the more you the more you learn from it, the more you can earn from it, and then the more you know, the further you can go. You can take it further and further and further because you know how to take it further and further and further. And you only making money off of it because you learn how to make money off of it. That's it. All the mirage and the illusion is you need this and you need the record deal, you need this, you need 1 million likes, you need 1 million there. No, you need to be able to connect with the people you're trying to connect with. So you need to first figure out what you're selling. Pizza, cake, pancakes, what are you selling? First figure that out. Then figure out the people that likes those type of things. Then advertise in that area. And then it will work. But see, if you're trying to advertise yourself to Justin Bieber's crowd, it's not gonna work. Because what they like about him is nothing that you're doing in your music. But if I take your characteristics and how your behavior is, and I find those type of people online that promote you there, you're gonna blow up.
That's what they taught me in high school. I remember I'd say Mr. Richard. I think that was his name. But he would say, know your audience before you write your paper. Know who you talking to, know who it's for. And that's going to help shape the whole thing to be what it's supposed to be.
Everything.
It's like talking to somebody to their face. You're not going to talk to somebody that's older like they're a kid, or somebody that you see has this kind of experience. You're not going to then like put in all the extra details, probably leave some out, or now you could say it in a more creative way because they understand it.
Right. And that's the thing. All of us. If somebody's not doing what they want to do at a higher level that they want to, it has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with location. It has nothing to do with relationships. It only has something to do with you can only go as far as what you know, so you don't know enough to go any further. So in order to earn that, you have to learn that. That's it. And everything, and then your stuff start rising. Everything you do rise because you're learning. You're not going off faith. People will see you rising and they think it's luck until they sit down and talk to you, and they see that you have the wisdom on what you're doing.
Yep, it's teachers
That means
everywhere. Because our thoughts are not separate from reality. So every thought that we can come across came across in this reality in a way that helps us walk. Like walk with
Facts.
one foot in front of the other. Like that's I was saying
Facts.
yesterday. That's how we learned English. Like somebody taught us
Yeah.
English, so why can't we learn other amazing things by just paying attention to somebody? And then you still can make it your own way. Cause nobody talks
Yeah,
English
you can.
like anybody else really. Everybody got their own slang.
Right.
Like
Right.
so
Yeah.
you never
Yeah.
lose yourself. Like
Yeah.
allegedly.
Yeah. And even with that, even with English, there's 200,000 words total in it. It was 170,000, but in 2023 they added 30 more thousand. So we have 200,000.
I think I added
Out
like
of
20.
out of that, out of that 200,000, you got to believe there's people that spent their whole life only using 20 to 30 words in the English vocabulary.
Yeah,
So
bro.
that
Y'all
so
did.
so so just think about it. If that's all they know, that's only as far as they can go. So everywhere they go, they got to say this, man. Take me to the hood.
So I can feel
You take
good.
'em- Yeah,
Blend
yeah.
in
It
with
don't
my
matter what
fam.
state,
Where my slime at?
yeah. It don't matter what state you take them to. They'll say, man, where the hood at? Because they know that nobody else gonna understand where they coming from.
What up,
It's a
twin?
language. So it's like, yeah. So it's like crazy. But when you learn more of English, and the more English you learn, people will say, oh, he's talking proper or she's talking proper. Well, technically, that's what you're supposed to do with it. Technically,
Yeah. Cause you
but
be able to, you need to
you've
be
been,
able to describe
yeah,
your feelings. You need to be able to describe your experience in the moment. Cause then I was
yeah,
had this conversation 2 days ago when somebody don't have the vocabulary, then they use other people words to describe their catchphrases to describe their situation, but their situation can be totally different. It could just have a little
hmm,
semblance, like saying I'm
yeah,
shy. Shy can mean, oh, all right, you're shy and reserved. But as another point, you can think of what does shy mean. Oh, do I feel like my hands start sweating when people look at me in my face? Do I not have the words that I want to say that they're going to understand? Do I think I gotta act like this? Like it comes down to
right,
particular things than just using the word shy. So then you're able to deal
right,
with the particular things than just saying, "Oh, I'm a shy person" or "I'm an
hmm,
antisocial person." Like you can see what's going on, and that's a
yeah,
superpower that's just built
yeah,
into
yeah,
English.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Shyness is, being shy it's a drip of drip. It's two drips. Like it's a being shy has a cup, and there's only got two drips in it. And it's got a drip of doubt and a drip of insecurity about whatever it is, but it's so small of both drips that it's not harmful, but it still does feel a way. Where then it can even go in your stomach, and some people call it butterflies and things like that. But these two small little drips of doubt, one little drip of doubt, one little drip of insecurity, leads to a whole lot of shyness. And so this person becomes shy about whatever it is. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing negative or anything. Because, like I said,
Mhm.
they're just small drips. They're just small drips of one and two. That's it. So they're so small that it doesn't hurt them, but they're not comfortable with the approach of whatever they shy of. They're not comfortable with approach based on it. And so you get rid of that shyness when they gain the confidence in that one area and the confidence in that area. When they gain that confidence, then they lose the shyness, and then they just go head on.
Because that
So
confidence is a world of thoughts, of thinking about how you exist in the world. That's what confidence
yeah,
is. 'Cause a lot of people
yeah,
tell people
moving,
they have confidence, but they don't even know what it
yeah,
look like or what it really
yeah.
is. They're like, oh, I
It's
see it in the world, but what does it
yeah,
mean for me?
yeah. Confidence is a word that's put in front of a person that doesn't doubt themselves. When you're dealing with a person that don't doubt themselves, confidence.
So even when those thoughts pop up in the brain, like it's not that a non-confident person. a confident person doesn't think the same thing that a non-confident person does. It's
Yeah.
just that when that thought pops up, that's where the
Right.
game is. Not
Yeah.
afterwards, like, well, I'm thinking this, so I have to react. It's like, no, I'm thinking, so let me think about this thought and think about
Right.
thinking. And that's where the champions start arising in the material plane,
Right.
where yourself start
Right.
arising a lot more.
Facts. When yourself have the empathy into whatever it is about whatever it is you thinking about yourself, that's confidence in yourself. That confidence that you have, that you walk away from with no doubt, becomes confidence. That confidence comes confidence. And then that non-confidence, where you're not confiding on the inside with yourself, and you're getting a resolve to where there's no doubt in that area, then it becomes non-confidence. Then it's non-confidence. So then those two things breed many things, like not having, like when you have doubt in yourself, it breeds other things. It breeds fear. It breeds, because there's fear, there's being afraid, there's being scared.
And all those are
You
chemical
know,
reactions too. So they releasing
based on,
hormones
yeah,
in your body that cause like
yeah,
weakened bones or
yeah,
skin
yeah,
irritations and weird random
yeah,
diseases.
yeah. Fear is the non-ability to solve. Like, so if I hear somebody, if I go in, if I'm young and they say go in that dark basement and I'm gonna lock the door, and I don't know how to solve that, it would gain a fear. So then, if I turn around and some dude say I'm about to beat your ass, and I turn around and he's 7 foot tall, full muscles, if I don't know immediately what to do about that, it'll cause a fear. Now, if I hold on to that fear, then in my life, certain things become afraid of. Then, now that I'm afraid of things, I'll be scared to do things. And it all started with a fear. Fear turns into being afraid. Afraid turns into being scared.
Well, you see
So,
that if you take a guy hiking from the hood or even a girl, and then you start seeing
hmm
how they don't want to go close to the water or high up on the edge of a cliff, and you see other
hmm
old people that live there just jogging past the same thing like it's normal, like, yeah, it's just a normal day, hey, and you see like, oh, what are
right.
you doing? It happened when I brought some of
hmm
my family over here to Bear Hole, and it's like, how much
hmm
farther? It's hot. Is this and that? Oh, you sure we gonna be okay?
Yeah.
This and that. I'm like, you gonna be all right. Like you got this. You got this. You ain't gonna
hmm
fall. The water's okay. Hey.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do
And
this type of stuff. Like, you are
mhm.
now.
And if they never do it, because that's the fear. When they don't want to cross it, that's the fear. And then if they never figure out how to do it, they'll start being afraid of it. Then you start saying, nah, I'm cool, I ain't going. They'll be afraid. Then if they never do nothing about it, they be scared.
Yeah.
They'll try to tell others. So then they'll try to tell other people not to do it.
I had to trick her. I had to trick my grandmom into going to the place. We kept walking. I knew she can do the hike and it wasn't too much. And she did it too. She kept saying, how much longer? I said, it's just a little bit farther. And I said that like 6 times.
Yeah.
But she talked about it for the next 2-3 years. Even if I mention it now, saying how grateful she was that she pulled it off. But the mind was so
Yeah.
strong and trying to resist that all these little things and just to turn around and just do this. Based just off of comfortability of fear. Like the fear
Yeah.
creates complacency. Like you
hmm
only act like this and do this, or you're going to get hurt from unforeseen circumstances that insurance doesn't cover.
Yeah. Yeah. You can only fear what you can't figure out what to do with. You ain't gonna fear it unless if somebody say, man, I shoot this bow and arrow at you, and you be like, hell no, nah, because in your mind you don't know what to do with it. So that's where the fear comes from. Now, if you don't figure out how to do nothing about it. Then you'll be afraid of bow and arrow, and then from there you become scared of it. Get that out of my car. Get this out of here. Like a person that say they hate cats. That's the fear part. Then
Or
somebody will
spiders.
tell, yeah. Then somebody will tell them that I got a cat, and they'll be like, all right, well, I'm gonna sit in the car. Then that's the afraid part. Then,
You
then
missed out
when
on
they
the
see the cat, they
pizza.
be like, God damn it, get out of here, get your ass out of here. That's the scared part. So
Yeah.
fear comes in
Why are you
three
cursing out
dimensions.
my cat?
Yeah, the conscious part of you. Yeah, because the conscious part of you gathers the fear, the mind part of you gathers the afraid because it's calculating, and then the scared part be the brain, which now it won't operate due to what's going on behind it is fear. So when the body is sensing the fear, it's not driving anymore. It doesn't have a. Only the conscious can solve that. That means the erasement of that fear has to start within. Then the body will face it.
Yep. How
It's
you
like
think
somebody.
about yourself and the world around you,
Mm-hmm.
and the catchphrases
Yeah.
you say throughout the day. A lot of people think the catchphrases they think is overwritten by the things that they say, and that is a part of the puzzle. But you gotta like think the thing that you're saying as well. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking of how earlier when I was younger, and people get into this too, like being able to give other people advice but not take your own advice all the way. Like you could be going
Right.
through something, a friend is hurt, and you say, "Oh, you just gotta do this and that," and then later you're like, "Oh,
Right.
well, I should be doing the same thing," but then you just don't. Like it's a layer of talking and a layer of
Yeah.
thinking, of thought.
Right. Yeah, because usually 9 times out of 10, their life will reflect whether they listening to it or not. Their life will reflect it. You ain't got to ask if they listening to their own knowledge. Their life will reflect it.
Yeah,
So it's just, so it's one of those things where, those elements of that, when someone's saying, oh, we should do this, you should do this, you should do this, but if their life don't reflect those things that it worked for them, then yeah, you see it, because you see it a lot. You see people saying, man, all you got to do is do this, all you got to do this, do, but their life don't reflect that they use that knowledge. So it's about reflection, reflection. Because when somebody's trying to get you to understand something, then you become the mirror that they're trying to look through. So they're reflecting. So then, as a person, you can see it if you just look at their own life. Like you say, okay, well, you're saying that you're this kind of guy, but you cheat on your woman though. You know what I'm saying? Like you keep saying that you're a righteous man, but then you keep saying that you deal with these women on the side and this and that. So that means that your life is not reflecting how you want to present yourself to me. I don't need to know if you telling me the truth or not because your life gonna reflect it.
yeah. You see the truth in the vibe, how people process things in the moment, because you can see certain
Yeah,
character traits arrive, and some people can jump
yeah.
into it and realize that that's what they're doing, and like it's
Mhm.
playful or they know they trying to be serious, and other people don't even know the difference. It's like this how it always
Yeah.
just is. Like they
Right,
just
right,
woke
right,
up out
right,
of a dream or something. It's like
right,
hold up,
right,
you're
right.
dreaming. Remember.
Right. Yeah, and it goes back to that because they can wake up and say, "This is coming." Okay, well, I'll just sit back and see if your life reflects that. That'll let me know if you're an illusion or not. Because that's what's gonna tell it. That's what's gonna really, really tell it. Like, think about this. Dr. Umar for 10 years, 12 years has been saying hit your PayPal, send in your cash app. Okay, let's say the American people did it. Let's say they gave you $1.6 million, and we can identify with that. So since we can identify with that, now here's the next powerful question. Dr. Umar, how much money have you invested in it? See, your life don't even reflect what you're trying to get me to do. Hell no, I'm not investing, because you ain't even investing in yourself. You got all these ideas, but you want us to invest in them, but you can't show us the way you spent $8 on your own money. Like I went to work at Kentucky Fried Chicken for 6 months so I can get the walls painted. You can't show us where you invested nothing. So your life is reflecting. Like I said, you can say whatever you want out of your mouth because your life is gonna reflect what's really going on. And so at the end of the day, Dr. Umar, you what you're
That's
saying to
right.
us is, but what Dr. Umar is saying by not investing in itself, what he's really telling us is, y'all some suckers if y'all do it, because I'll never do it. I'll never put $1 behind myself.
Uh-huh. Because he should have been able to take care of those bills and not get that school taken down. It was
Exactly, and
only like 40 some thousand dollars. People got money.
man,
People got $40,000. I don't.
come
Well,
on,
I
man.
know people do. If they talking on the internet all day, traveling all around the country, on
Yeah, it ain't hard
YouTube,
to come up with.
everywhere.
Yeah, $40,000 is not hard to come up with.
No, when
So
you
I'm just
doing the
saying,
school.
yeah, especially, but when you have a situation where people gave you $1.6 million and you can't show where that money is. Okay, let's say we say that's fine. Now show us receipts of how much you invested in your out of your own money. Because what I'm gonna show the American people that your life don't reflect what you're trying to sell us. You're not. You're saying that you're a piece of trash. That's what you're telling us because you're not investing in yourself, which you want us to do. So you think you trash, and so that means that you think we suck. So that's why you try to talk to these women like that. Yeah, you're doing lunch with me, because you think they suck.
Yeah, give me
Because you're not investing in
$500.
yourself.
He don't
Right.
even
You're
got an
not investing in
OnlyFans.
yourself.
Cause
Right.
some girls that just said, I saw, shit, she joined the OnlyFans and now she charged $1,000 to go on a date with her.
Yeah.
But Dr.
Okay.
Umar just like, hey, you want to just have a date with me and I can pay
Yeah.
$500? It's for a good cause. Trust me.
Right.
He's like, who
Right.
are you? Who are you?
Right. Yeah. Show me where you spent $500 on yourself this month. Because you're asking for something that your life don't reflect. You're not even the number one investor into your own idea. The reason why people like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates and people like that were able to continue to get certain loans and stuff like that because they produced. They produced what they was trying to say, and then they got to a point where they ran out of budget for it. So it was easy to get more money because they kept producing. You, on the other hand, are not producing anything, and you're not running out of any money, not your own money. You probably, if you was real serious about what you was doing, then why come you didn't go tell LL Cool J? If you was really serious about what you was doing, then why you didn't sit down LL Cool J and Jay-Z and just talk to them? Why you didn't go tell Farrakhan? Well, because I tell you why. It's because you think you trash. That's why you don't invest in yourself, which means you think we suckers and expect us to. And so we did that already. And you still around and you still talking about you're going to build a school for boys, but you can't show us a picture of you with 3 boys. Why would I send my boy to your school when in the last 12 years I ain't seen you around 2 boys? So how does boys fit in your equation for education when we don't see you or no little boys online? Thank you, Dr. Umar. Thank you, Dr. Umar. Thank you, Dr. We don't see none of this. To me, you, in my opinion, just looking at your overall, Dr. Umar's overall, it looks like he feels that he's trash because he's not investing in himself, which means he thinks we suckers and expect us to. Hit the cash app, hit the cash app, hit the cash app. Because I'm not gonna do it. They froze my personal account and they froze my. They're not gonna do all that. I had people tap in before this company. I called a scam. It was a scam company. I didn't know it, and I called them. They got the money. I called my bank. They didn't freeze me out. They froze them out and gave me my money back. Why would a bank freeze you out of your own account if somebody else is trying to do something wrong? They're gonna keep it active for you. They're gonna make you change your PIN, make you change this, make you change that, and they're gonna keep. Why would they block you out of it? I'll tell you why they blocked you out of it. Because the people have alarmed the IRS that over $1.6 million was made, and they looking to see if you pay taxes on it. And since you didn't pay taxes on it, now you're dealing with the corporate America, the ones that send stuff in black and white, and try to hope that you understand the rhetoric. You're dealing with that because the whole time you don't think you're shit because you don't have no proof of investing in yourself. So anybody that don't invest in themselves is already saying they feel like they ain't worth it. But they want me to invest in them as if they worth it. So why should I do that when you ain't even saying to me like, man, I took my last $5 and did this, man. Yeah, I took my last $5, dog. I mean, I was working at Kentucky Fried Chicken, man, and this gonna be my last check. I'm gonna be able to do this. Man, that sounds like somebody you should help. But somebody that keeps saying, yo, man, just hit my cash app. Just hit my cash app. Okay, I'll hit it. Okay. Hit my cash app again. Hit my cash. And then, but they never saying what they invested. Like, I just put another 20,000 in. I just put another 2,000 because I just did this. It's always me putting me. Okay. So what that tells me is that you think you ain't shit because you're not investing in yourself. But that you want me to be a sucker and do it. So whoever does it, you look at them as suckers. So since they kept doing it, that's why you kept saying, hit the cash out, hit the cash out. Because only suckers gonna do it. And you knew that. Because they wasn't looking at the fact you wasn't investing in yourself. You're 50 years old and you're not even at least saying, right now I'm working at Denny's, I'm doing the best I can. You know what I'm saying? I'm washing dishes right now with my people. I'm washing dishes. As y'all can see, I'm at work at Denny's right now because I'm going to make sure this food gets up. I'm going to do whatever I got to. If y'all want to help me, I would appreciate that. But my mission is to get this food up. That's why I'm working at Denny's. When I leave here, I got to go to my McDonald's job. I'm doing this 4 days out of a week. And people will start donating big time. Because they see that you investing your own money in it. So if you ain't playing with your own money, you ain't gonna play with theirs.
Yeah, they see the mind state of how you see money. Period.
Yeah, yeah, and another thing, you know, the way how he do it is different. How he does it, and it's like I think you reached your limit. Matter of fact, today's the 30th. Today's the 30th, and the paperwork says that they want you to comply today, even though it's Saturday. The paperwork says the 30th. Now, you can come with the money, and if you come with the money, they give that what we call leeway time. So now they're going to pull back, draw back, see what you're going to do. Because they're just going to take that money and disperse it amongst each other, extra money. So they just, from that, they're going to see what you're going to do. And they're going to watch you. And then they're going to bring up all the stuff about the city, violations and stuff in there to make you try to spend more money. They're going to try to make you realize that it's a piece of shit. And that you took the people's money, you spent it on that, and you want the people to keep sending money in so you can keep stacking, making the place look better. The reason why it's not working is because it's not a cause and effect. It's not a balanced reality. You're not investing any money in it. You're not working at McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Walmart, Amazon, Uber. You're not doing anything to show that this school must come up by any means necessary. Instead, you're trying to force us to pay for it, which makes me think that you feel like you ain't shit, and you want me to be the sucker and treat you like you somebody. Because if you thought you was somebody, you would treat yourself as such. And you wouldn't have needed that girl to come over way from Kansas City, Missouri to watch your mama. You would have been getting a real registered nurse. You wouldn't be trying to keep the money for yourself every month, your mama's money, just so while she's in her condition. No, you were a real nurse. Because you saw always talking about my beautiful sisters. Your mama's one of them. Why you taking her check? You 50 years old. Your mama's one of them beautiful sisters. She was somebody's beautiful sister.
And you say he getting a check from his mom's disability?
Yeah, he got his mama living with him, and you know how they do. So you can set up where you get paid.
Yeah, I know what you
You know,
mean.
that- yeah, but he's not watching her like that. He got her living bad. He keeping the money. You know what I'm saying? So
Come on, Dr. Umar.
yeah, and you want us to donate to you, and you keep talking about my beautiful sisters, but your mother's a beautiful sister, and she's in your house. You don't even talk about your mama. Only time you said you told us to give you some money to help take care of your mama. That's what you told us. Man, ain't no man gonna do that. A real man gonna go get a job at Kentucky Fried Chicken to take care of his mama, man. If that's what he gotta do, he going to Walmart. He going somewhere. He ain't gonna be online talking about I just need some donations to take care of my mama. That means that you want us to do something that you won't even do for your mama. We can read through the lines, bro. Now you may be intelligent, that's true. But the problem with your intelligence is a bunch of unnecessary facts. Um, we're living in a time where blacks and whites don't have discrepancies about finances. So anybody that is still stuck in that time frame is living with facts. They're true, but they're unnecessary facts. That means they're from the past. You're holding on to unnecessary facts. You're talking about having schools for little black boys. We don't need that shit. We need future farmers is what we need. We need future farmers so we can have agricultural power. We need to raise more district teenagers that want to work in district and council and stuff like that so we can get more involved in city movements. And that's what we need. And then we need more you know, art development places where because we're naturally gifted. So we need places to display that. So with that being said, the school you talking about
Robotics.
is having some boys in there teaching them about stuff that Martin Luther King and them should have learned. It's
Yeah, based
you,
off of what they had available at the time.
yeah, you talking about black schools and all this like we living in 1968. Man, you see how much money LeBron James make? Black people not having problems. Yes, a few of us have problems, just like a few of everybody having problems. But really look around, brother. Look around. You talking some crazy stuff. Well, we don't need no schools like that. Who cares about whether the school is white or who cares? What we care about is did you get the degree that you gonna use to do what you gotta do? That's all that matters.
Yeah, and what is being taught in the school itself should be
Right,
relevant
right, yeah,
to any human being so that they can know what's going on. Like a white person
right,
should know the same history a black person being taught so that they can know
right,
what's going on in life.
right.
And
Yeah,
then
life.
not creating more biased soldiers that's going to
Right.
just be angry at the
hmm
world.
Right. You trying to raise little boys that's got frowns on their face. It takes 46 muscles to make a frown, and it takes 16 to make a smile. So you're gonna teach these boys how to look old before they age. Well, we don't need none of that, man. All that stuff is called unnecessary facts. My brothers and sisters, you should have been saying that in 1968. This is 2025. Look around, brother. We everywhere. Everywhere. We don't need no little segregated area to make ourselves look like we're not important. Look around.
We already a part of everything. They just don't showcase it. So if anything,
Yeah,
it
I'm
needs
just
to be
saying.
showcased that like what's going on more than being mad and saying we need to do this and that. Like see where we are and let's big ourselves up for like
Yeah,
where we are and big up the people that's
yeah.
already doing amazing things so that
Oh,
we can see what
facts,
it is
facts.
to actually be amazing and not a scam artist or
You're right.
just
We're
crying victim,
all,
but knowing that there
man.
is a victimhood to it, but playing victim has a whole nother kind of way of telling the story than just saying,
Yeah,
all right, now I just don't like you, and that's the end of the story. Like you have
yeah,
nothing to do for me. Like oh, you can do something for me, especially since we did something
yeah,
for y'all for hundreds of years. Like it's not
yeah,
it's a lot of gray areas. Like everybody
yeah,
is locked into this all together at this point.
yeah,
We gotta
yeah,
work with
man.
each other and recognize what
Yeah.
happened in the past while moving on to the future, or else it's going
But
to
that's what
happen
I'm saying.
again, like in Gaza and
That's what I'm
Israel.
saying. That's what I'm saying. If you like, what I mean by look around is that we never stop working together. We've always had areas where we had conflict of interest between one another, but it didn't make up the overall percentage working together. We overall we've always worked together over not working together. That's why like when you read the stories of the times when we wasn't not working together, it was a small percentage of areas of that. The majority was always working together. When you watch the movie Amistad and you see them bringing those slaves over the ship, you also see Morgan Freeman standing there in a suit and tie and a big hat. He wasn't
Yeah,
no slave ship because it wasn't everybody. It was a percentage of people. But somehow these people try to, like you said, play victim. And so they make it seem like it was everybody. It's just like if you walk down the street
it's part of
and
the new warfare. Cause like
yeah,
Amanda Seals, she's getting more popular online, and her family is like known for establishing a lot of things in Staten Island. She said her family's the reason the Wu-Tang Clan is for who they are now. But they was established black people, but they've always been fighting for their land and always was getting it taken away and having to do stuff to keep it. But they was lawyers, they was part of the senators and stuff like that, but just systematically it's not promoted, and then like red because of redlining and oh you didn't pay taxes on this, not like Umar, like a different story, like generational houses, they'll get it taken away from not paying a certain tax, or they'll come up with all these
yeah,
laws just to try to take it away from them. But they were saying since the start they've been a part of making all the laws that we live by today. Like it wasn't just
yeah.
one group of people that made any of this stuff.
No, it's many races of people. It was many races of people.
Just gotta get credit
And
due.
that's why you can't find a European person named Washington because the trick, it was part of when they first started doing the Constitution and things of that nature. The first presidents wasn't pure European, so they wore wigs and they called themselves the Whig Party. So that's why you don't have Europeans named Washington. Where's your family of Europeans named Lincoln?
And if it
These were
is,
these,
they real staying hidden. They are out there.
you haven't ever seen a European man get on stage and say my name is such and such Washington ever. Find it. Try to find it. But this man's name was George Washington. So they say. So if he was, then what color was he? Okay. So Benjamin Franklin What's your opinion? Okay. Well, where's the settlers of Franklin European? But see, nobody look at this because what they
Can you
looking
turn
at
back
is
on the
what
light?
they are the they are the victims of the propaganda. People that don't look at the propaganda are the victims of it. That means that they've always lived their life in a place where they didn't use their common sense. Somehow they got stripped of their common sense. Your common sense is the ability to make a sound judgment of all matter. And the stronger you make it, the stronger you'll be able to make that judgment. And but when you move away from your common sense and replace that with belief systems, then belief is another way. Like I told Shiva, that it's another way of saying I trust, I believe. I trust you, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all belief is. You don't really know, but you trust that it is. So, but when you know, you don't have to believe. So it's like you don't have to believe that's your mama. You don't have to believe that's your daddy. You don't have to believe that's your daughter. So why would you have to believe anything else? If you know those things, then things are meant to know, not to believe. It's best to know it. So if you know your creator or you know your maker, then you'll feel the power from it. But if you believe in it, then you're saying I don't. Yeah, you're saying I don't know, but I trust you. So
That's a
that
scam.
that all yeah. Which so dudes like him, Dr. Umar, Charleston Whites. If you look at them and pay attention, they say things that's not really going on. Like Charleston White will say that he deal with kids and he help kids the same way that Dr. Umar said. But you don't ever see these two around kids. But they steady making money off the black community by getting into our hearts in that manner, by saying that they work with kids. But as time go by, you see neither one of them dealing with kids. That means they use the language of children to make us feel some type of compassion and some form of empathy.
They just
And so we
rapping.
started. Right, right. So it's like, why do these people exist? These people exist because people have given up knowing go to believe. So now people are looking for things to believe. So they believe Dr. Umar when he be saying stuff because they know that he's coming from a place of unnecessary black history, which is information, but in 2025 they're unnecessary facts because we're already past all that. We're millionaires, we're 100,000aires, we're six-figure guys, seven-figure guys, 8 billion guys. We got guys moving in billionaire areas. Man, what the hell are you talking about? You're not looking around. You're trying to get us into this old segregated mind state, the kumbaya with you. You wearing these African colors and all that and stuff like that, and you don't even know how to make an African dish. You don't even look at your mother in that manner. So it's just a scam. It's a scam, and I feel sorry for the people that have to take care every month.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the people that take care of Dr. Umar every month. Instead of us all saying, all right, bet, we'll help you out of that debt. You get a job. You get a job, we'll help you out that debt as the people. Because no, as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and condemn it. I'm getting petty vibes from this guy because he keep talking about little black boys and stuff like that, but he don't show us him being active with little black boys. So I'm starting to get some type of vibe from this guy that you know ain't right with children. I don't see you dealing with children. I don't see no children online like, thank you, Dr. Umar. I don't see no little 15-year-olds online like, yeah, Dr. Umar had laced me up, man. Because it starts with the natural work. You're saying you want us to build the school, then you start becoming a teacher? No, you should be already teaching. That'd be the reason we built the school. So Guess what? That makes Dr. Umar that makes Dr. Umar the scammer of the year. And not only that, he makes American greed look like child's play. Because whenever you could take $1.6 million from some people and don't even got a job, they deserve to get their money too. I hate to say it, but it's true. Because y'all acted off of unnecessary facts, and you was going off this black thing, this thing because the word black, y'all use the word black. When what we got to understand is the land is the man and the man is the land. The man was made out of the dust of the land. So that means that when you in China, you see Chinese. When you in Australia, you're gonna see Australia. And when you in Brazil, you're gonna see Brazilian. So if you calling yourself black, where is black? Oh, it ain't nowhere, right? So that's why you don't have no land. Because the man is the land and the land is the man. So if you calling yourself black, there ain't no place called black. So you're gonna be a man with no land. So when you call yourself a black American, that's saying a man with no land in America. But you don't look at it like that because you're looking at it like it's a powerful thing. Calling yourself after a crayon is a powerful thing. I'm black. You think that calling yourself after a crayon instead of is more important. That's how you know you've been manipulated because you prefer to call yourself after a crayon color over a land. When every other man around you calls himself after some land. Every other man around you don't find it weird that you're the only man that calls yourself something after a crayon, but every other man calls himself something after the land. So now you're wondering why he always can go back somewhere, why he always got a passport. Then you wonder why black Americans it ain't common for them to have passports. Well, they're not coming. They don't have no. We don't have nowhere to go to. We don't got no land. We call ourselves black. Ain't no place called black. So that's making us more homeless by the day. When you call yourself a name that has nothing to do with no land, then that means the land that you're standing on, you can't claim it. Because you call yourself black. This land ain't called black. You don't ever go to Europe and see here dark people in Europe say, I'm a black European. They won't ever say that. They just say they're European. That way they get the benefits of the land. And they learn English the way it's supposed to be said. So when you hear people in London speak, you can't tell if they're black or white. If you put them on the radio, you can't tell because they're going to speak it the same way. Over here, since segregation became a tool and everybody's over here and over there, segregation was started in Portland. They didn't know it was going to be segregation. They just didn't want to whoop nobody and whip nobody, so they just put them over there. And so everybody went with the put them over there theory from Portland. But these people, once they decided to call themselves, because we used to say Negroes, we used to call ourselves Negroes because there's land where that name is, and so, but once we went to the black thing, that's when the homelessness began. Us being homeless began because we start calling ourselves something after no land. So now you hear this dude, Dr. Umar, wanting us to be proud to be black. He wants us to be proud to be a man with no land. That's what he's saying. My proud black brother. Black brother. I'm not your black brother, man. My grandmother was a native. I'm a native. I'm from this land. I'm a rock and I'm a Rukin. All the people that made the tribes over here, I'm part of that. I don't got nothing to do with that over here. So, but since we took on the name Black, ain't nothing we can do about it. Ain't no land called Black, so it ain't nothing we can fight for. So we homeless. But every other man ain't homeless because he made sure that his name was tagged to his flag. So are you really black and brown? That's the thing. Like, get out of here, man, with those unnecessary facts, man. Like, we're living in 2025 now. Like, are you kidding me? There's black astronauts in space right now. Like, this dude is talking crazy. Like we still in some land, in some mind state where we like, like, man, get out of here. We're business owners. We're platinum producers. We're platinum artists. We're most valuable players in basketball. We're champion basketball baseball players. We're champion football players. We're champion track runners. We're sergeants in the police force. We're sergeants in the FBI. We're captains in the CIA. We're generals in the army. We're generals in the. What are you talking about, bro? That means you got a mind full of unnecessary facts. True. Just because you got a mind full of truth don't mean it's necessary. You got to have necessary facts to move things forward, not unnecessary. See, necessary is starting off with agricultural, economical, and financial, something we don't have. That's where you start. What you talking about, having a little school for boys, that don't got nothing to do with neither one of the three. So we'll still be calling ourselves black people that ain't got nothing to do with no land, and we'll be homeless 100 years from now until we learn to call ourselves after land. Just say you American. No, we American. That's it. We American. You a black American? Nope, I'm just American. So you a Native American or nope? I'm just American. I've never been anywhere else in my life, sir. I'm just American. I don't know anything about the black part or the Native. I'm just American. That's it. Because I don't want you to be looking at me like I'm not part of this lane. Because if I put the black on it, then it makes me a guess. So, American. So you know, the Hispanics are like, yeah, you know, we immigrants, but at least we got land. Y'all know where it's at too. The European is like, yeah, you can say whatever, but we got land. We know where it's at. We can go back. The African man is like, you know, I do not care what you black Americans think. We'll just go back home. The Asian man is like, oh, done. Yes, I'm done. I'm done here. We go back. Yes, we're done. Black man standing there like, shit, I ain't got nowhere to go. Yeah, because you calling yourself after a name after crayon. They going back to names. They going back to dirt names. Asian, it comes from the name of some dirt called Asian. Australians come from the name of some dirt called Australian. You're saying you're black. Where is that at, sir? Where is that? The man is the land, and the land is the man. So you're saying you're black. I'm asking you, where is that? Because if you can't point out where it's at, then don't be asking why then 2 plus 2 is 4. Now you know why you ain't got no land. 2 plus 2 is 4. You might change your name. But you know, enough for him. I ain't enough for him because he's been the topic for a second. Yeah, Dr. Umar been the topic for a second. A lot of people have been back and forth about him. I just think it's amazing that people are still looking for 1960 rhetoric to move forward in 2025. He's not talking about teaching these kids social media or anything that these future kids are going to deal with. These kids don't care about no kumbaya, man. They want to learn how to work their tablet.
How to
These
use the
kids
latest
want to learn how
AI.
to, right, teach them how to make an app and stuff like that. You're not talking about that.
Yep.
You
It's gonna
talking
make
about
people that's
teaching
gonna
them
be
about,
dead in the world.
right, yeah, that's exactly right. You're just trying to make a group of people that's mad at the world for nothing. Mad at the world is for nothing. Just respect the Nation of Islam. I respect the Nation of Islam. I respect y'all, but um, y'all confuse me. And the reason why y'all confuse me is y'all said that y'all go off the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. And y'all say that's a fact. Okay, so we agree there. Then y'all say that the white man's the devil. Okay, we agree there. Then why are you, the book that Elijah Muhammad gave y'all, he got it from a white guy. The white guy taught Elijah Muhammad what he know. So if the white man is the devil, didn't you learn that from the devil? Or is it just certain white people that you call the devil? But if you're saying that white people are the devil, remember, the Nation of Islam was started by a white man.
I ain't know that now.
Oh we'll go look up who gave Elijah
Mm.
Muhammad his information. Go look up who gave Elijah Muhammad his information. You tell me what country with the straight hair and the pale face. You tell me he was the first one with the Muhammad name. Listen, look it up. You see it.
Nah, I'll look it up in a minute. In a second, I'm gonna advance battle.
That's right. So my question would be, if all white people are the devil, then explain him. Then two, you keep saying that what you got is efficient for us, but Little Dirk and King Von and them is right down the street. You can't stop the dudes in Chicago from fighting while you talking to us. This is what I mean by unnecessary fact. That's why we're not moving forward. Because the people that be put in place to lead us, so-called, they always give us unnecessary facts. They never give us modern information. They always come around and kumbaya. Next thing you know, we petitioning and protesting again. So I speak this. I speak like this because the end the end is coming to dudes like that. It's more Nobbies gearing up around the world. I'm not the only one. It's a bunch of us, and those type of dudes, they days over with, man, because the capping is over, man. The capping is over. You know, you guys are going around identifying yourselves as real people that are really out here like that don't want to be known for that, but y'all going in our places, we're not around, but then y'all manipulating the people. So since all the real prophets of the earth and the messengers of the earth saw what happened to Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, they got scared, so they didn't want to say nothing. So since they didn't say nothing, then all the imitators and the followers screwed up.
I was just talking to a girl about Malcolm X, about how they killed him over his ideas. That's all he had was ideas that actually affected other people. But that effect on other people and the mind state change, they couldn't have that. They can deal with people that's dealing with the physical more and more with other things that they know they can manipulate. But you can't manipulate somebody that's observing the same situation that you're observing. They got to be caught up in the situation, that they created. I mean, that you created for them, and then they just observing that. He's like, oh, watch them run around in this maze I made for them. Instead of like, all right, I see the maze we're in.
Because he was told those same people were devils until he went to Mecca himself and prayed next to him. And then he went deeper into his investigation and found out that Muhammad had children in the congregation and everything like that. So since he wanted to follow the laws of the Nation of Islam, he wanted to go more into the spiritual side of Islam instead of a cultish side of Islam, where it wasn't about segregation and all that, but God, and that would change the order of things of the Nation of Islam, because the Nation of Islam was designed for segregation tools. That's why the government left Farrakhan alive. They left Farrakhan alive because he teaches segregation, and it's part of the establishment of racism. Like rich people have ways of making poor people fight so that they can stay rich. So they put people in place to create segregational things. So they stirring up blacks. Whenever America have a million-man march on the White House steps with no with his back turned to them and no bulletproof, but the bulletproof is facing the black people, that tells you right there that they're allowing him to do what he's doing. That means that he's doing a great job, and that's why he's still alive. See, Martin Luther King was preaching love. Pow, got shot. Malcolm X was preaching hate, but then he started recognizing, then he started preaching love. Pow, got popped. Louis Farrakhan, preach hate, great, keep him alive. He's good for segregation.
Good
And so
mental
that's why he's still alive. So Al Sharpton and Reggie Jackson, you wonder why they're still alive? They're good for segregation. They're good for making stir up poor people. Somebody got to do it. Because the rich want the poor fight. So they got people on that side stirring up whites, and they got people on this side stirring up blacks. And then they watch the poor whites and the poor blacks argue and bicker. And then they come in the middle with a solution and stuff like that to get paid. Then they go right back to the tank. They put blacks in place to make them think, forget the whites. And they put whites in place to make them think, forget the blacks. And then they watch to see the poor ones attack each other. And then they come in the middle and come with a solution. So racism is started by both races. Prejudiceness is started by both races. Because both races are rich. And so they work together. Your people black, my people white. But we got 5 classes of that. Because we're all set in classes to them. You got black American, you got colored, you got African American, you got black, you got colored, you got Negro, and you got nigger. And then on the other side, you got Caucasian, you got white, you got redneck, you got hick, and then you got trash. We all got the same level, even our Hispanic. And this is all based on mentality, not color. The people that look like them are the ones that setting these standards. So a lot of times what they do is the rich blacks do things to the poor blacks. But since they're rich whites, they'll make them look like a white person and vice versa. Because it's all propaganda about to make poor people move around. So they can always keep coming with it. But prejudice and racism only exists with poor people. If you really pay attention to politics and government and none of that, it don't exist. Like if you pay attention, like the racism and prejudice, it only around the other folk, which are the white, the black, the colored, the hick, the Negro, the redneck, it's around us. You won't have to. The Caucasian is the one that deals directly with the European. When he deals with the European, the Caucasian disperses this thing to the white man. Once he gives it to the white man produces the laws and everything, and so then the redneck will enforce it for him. And then while they doing that, they get hungry. So that's why they put a hick in place, so he can farm and do these things like that. And then you have the trash, the ones that didn't want to go with the program. So they don't build projects or Section 8 areas for them. They build trailer areas for them. And then you have the other side, where you have the blacks. And these blacks are rich, where we don't know their names and nothing like that, but they with the other rich Europeans. They come around and they talk to the African American, and they tell the African American who's in their politics and all that what to do and how to disperse the money to the colored, who is the entertainers of the world, the basketball players, the your football players, your rappers, your singers, whatever entertainment, acting, stage, whatever entertainment revolves. You got your color, then you got your Negro. The Negroes are the ones that's going to college to participate in the system. That means they're going to college to get a degree and they're in school, so they're Negroes. Then you got niggas. They're the ones who are rebellious against the other four. And so they have these scales in place. And meanwhile, everybody, the poor people are thinking it's about color. The rich people think it's about money. So that's why they set up these classes. So from the other end of the spectrum where the poor is, it seems like white to white and black to black. The rich whites don't look at everybody that look like them. They go off of their mentality. And that's why they made classes. And so does the rich blacks. They the same way.
Yeah.
Just because you
Don't matter about race. I ran into a lot in my lifetime. A couple. And some of the mind state of people, you just start opening up to in certain ways. They're just looking at you like you're just an average person. And sometimes you might say some bullshit thinking that it's normal. But it is normal for them. That's why they feel like
Yeah.
you this kind of person too. You don't even know. But your mind state is already different.
Yeah, but think about it. Michael Jordan just told Noriega he don't take pictures with niggas. That shows you that he understands the difference. We supposed to understand the difference, but we understand the difference in dogs. We'll see 5 black dogs, we'll know that's a black shih tzu, that's a black Great Dane, that's a black pit bull. So we'll all call them, we won't say black shit, we'll just say that's a pit bull, that's a Great Dane, that's a shih tzu, that's what we'll say, even though they all black. So we understand the difference in them, even though they one color, but we don't understand that about each other. We think because we one color, we all the same, but we're not. We're mentally different.
Yeah, so is the world on that type time.
The color on us is the same. The color on us is
I'm
the same.
taking a break from Elden Ring. I was dying too much,
Yeah.
but I did get the balls down a bit. I'm skunk in the chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that Elden Ring, man. I seen it in there. It's 59, and so they got another Elden Ring in there for 79.
Yeah, it's the new DLC.
Yeah, they got another one in there. You know, but yeah, man, it's just. And I just hate that happening, man. I really do. That Dr. Umar went down this road, man, because he really did go to school and he started off on a good path. And from my understanding is in college, he started dealing with drugs in college. With here and there, but as time went on, here and there turned into every day and it just kept going. So it was. But, you know, he just needs some help with being honest, and then he can get it done. Like, cause you have good ideas, but if your intention is to petty with little boys and mess with their mamas and stuff like that, then that's why this ain't going the way you need it to go, because you would just reach out to Jay-Z or Oprah or Tyler Perry and people like that and just get it over with. But you're not reaching up to them. You're talking about Black America here. You're talking about African Americans of this United States, and you're talking about having this school, and you're presenting it to all of us. So if it's really something special that all of us can benefit from with our grandkids and some of us our kids, then why not go to them about it? You want people.
Alright guys, I'm about to head on out. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for Nabi for coming through on the podcast. We're gonna continue to talk. But I will join y'all in the next episode.